What's up, curious youngsters? If we're always wasting time doing useless things or watching millions of videos, ending up with those weird YouTube recommendations, why not spend a few minutes on Mr. CurioCity learning 30 totally epic facts that you'll forget in about 10 minutes, but these aren't just any facts, these will leave you completely amazed. For this and much more, these are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. Did you know this is what it looks like? The smallest movie in the world, Avoyankus, Adam or A-Boy and His Atom, a short film made by International Business Machines, in 2013 was created using only atoms. Since these can't be seen with the naked eye, they were magnified 100 million times using a microscope. Worldwide, there are thousands of cities, but a very curious one exists in the city of A. Yes. The name of this small fishing village located on the Lofoten Island in Norway is simply A, like the first letter of the alphabet. When we have to buy a soap to bathe, most of us choose something normal. Unless you live in Qatar, where you can buy a soap for $3,800. Qatar Royal Soul, the world's most expensive soap, is made with gold dust, olive oil, and honey, a luxurious combination from Qatar. The Guinness World Record for the longest and most accurate archery shot was achieved by a man without arms. Matt Stutzman is an American archer who was born without arms due to a malformation. Over the years, he specialized in archery to the point of achieving a record of 283 meters with a single arrow. In Japan, Binner Ryokan Asahi Hotel offers a room for only $1 a night, if you accept the condition that everything that happens in your room is broadcast on a YouTube channel. Green olives and black olives have distinct flavors and colors. As anyone who has eaten both would know, green olives are picked while unripe, while black olives are left on the tree much longer, despite both coming from the same tree. 7. Outer space can be pretty scary for some people. And did you know that in 1984, astronaut Bruce McCandless tested the Manned Maneuvering Unit for the first time? This space jetpack moved nearly 100 meters from the Space Shuttle Challenger to float freely in space. How brave, Bruce Ocho. Did you know that oysters are incredible natural purifiers? It was recently found that these shy creatures are water care experts, capable of filtering and cleaning up to 230 liters of water daily. Thanks to this discovery, they started to be introduced in many lakes and rivers around the world to improve water quality. 9. Did you know that when they are born, chicks have a tooth on their beak that allows them to break the eggshell? Known as the egg tooth or diamond tooth, it forms just for this unique moment. Since after a few days it falls off and the chick is left with the adult beak it will have for the rest of its life. 10. In cold winter regions, you can either stay home or go out and enjoy the snow and ice. In China, the annual Ice Festival was organized with great seriousness. Sculptors from around the globe annually visit Harbin to create the finest ice sculptures. The size and detail of the figures they build is incredible, especially at night when they add lights. It's absolutely crazy. Namibia is an African country known for its vast deserts, also for the incredible sight of the endless sand dunes meeting the Atlantic Ocean. 12. In Rare People, we meet Nigel Richards, a New Zealander known for being one of the best Scrabble players in the world, and for winning the French Scrabble Championship without knowing any French. Nigel claims he memorized the entire French dictionary in about 9 weeks. When he participated in the championship, he merely recalled the words and placed them, without comprehending what he was creating. That's truly bizarre. Nigel 13. One of the most controversial pizzas out there is the Hawaiian pizza. Of the most controversial pizzas out there, the Hawaiian pizza stands out, which is characterized by being topped with slices of pineapple. Interestingly, Hawaiian pizza was not invented in Hawaii, but in a Canadian pizzeria in 1962. Its name came from the brand of pineapple can they used. 14. Wool is needed to make clothing or a coat. People instantly picture a sheep in their minds. What would your reaction be if I told you about the Mangalica pig, which has wool similar to a sheep? This curious animal was the result of a crossbreeding that happened hundreds of years ago, and today it can only be found in Hungary. 15. Nature is always surprising us. And, for example, lithops plants, also known as living stones, are a genus of succulent plants that are curious because they look similar to rocks. This camouflages against herbivores. 16. Earth can be both beautiful and frightening, capable of destroying things in mere seconds when angered. Did you know that when Mount St. Helens erupted on May 18, 1980, it lost over 3 billion cubic meters of material after having been dormant for at least 120 years? The volcano erupted with such force that it destroyed part of the mountain, going from an altitude of 2,950 meters to just 2,550. That looks dangerous? 17. Birds can walk, and obviously, they also have the incredible ability to fly. In Africa, there's an intriguing bird that appears uneasy flying and favors walking throughout the day. Known as the secretary bird, this curious bird spends its days walking and hunting its prey with its huge legs. 18. Everyone, at some point in our lives, we must have seen at least once the classic movie The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But did you know there's a big detail where the ice crown that the White Witch wears starts to melt and shrink as she begins to lose power? The aquatic world surprises us daily with new species, being so mysterious. And within the jellyfish family, which are animals quite disliked because of their stings, we find the crown jellyfish. This remarkable creature, seemingly from a sci-fi film, captivates us with its astonishing appearance. This intriguing creature inhabits the Red Sea. Avoid touching it, as it is highly toxic to humans. 20. Otters are very cute animals that are full of interesting facts. And one of these is that when they build their dens, they tend to make them near rivers. And they always make 2 entrances, one on land and one in the water, so that they have the possibility to escape from predators if they get into their network of tunnels. Well thought out, Mrs. Nutria 21. After spending hours and hours on the internet, I'm sure you've come across this optical illusion at some point. A face that looked normal turned out to be a disaster when turned upside down. And did you know that this is known as the Thatcher effect because initially, photos of the former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher were used? 22. All over the planet, we find 24 time zones, different schedules that separate the days in different countries. And did you know that in the cold country of Russia, we find the Diomede Islands, which have the interesting fact of being only 3.7 kilometers apart, but however, have a time difference of 21 hours. In winter, the sea freezes, connecting the 2 islands with ice. You can cross on foot from one day to the next. 23. If you're lucky enough to live somewhere with very harsh winters, like Alaska, you can enjoy these amazing light pillars. Although no, they're not northern lights, nor are they the result of alien spaceships. These pillars form in winter when it's so cold that the atmosphere creates tiny ice crystals that float in the air. They reflect the artificial city light. 24. Fingerprints are usually used to identify people since they are unique and unrepeatable. Did you know that the tongue has a unique pattern, just like fingerprints? So if someone wanted to identify a person, they could easily do it by analyzing the pattern on their tongue. 25. McDonald's, the fast food king, generates substantial waste that negatively impacts the environment. Fortunately, awareness has been increasing in recent years. While straws are no longer given out with drinks in several countries, it has been discovered that in the United Kingdom and United Arab Emirates, McDonald's has several delivery and logistics trucks that use biodiesel produced from the used oil in their kitchens. Well done, McDonald's 26. Everyone is unique. While some are fearless, others have phobias, and some of these can be quite bizarre. For example, haplophobia is the irrational fear of being touched by others. Yes, it happens with both acquaintances and strangers, as odd as that may seem. People who suffer from this phobia can't stand contact with others. 27. With billions of people in the world, we come across incredible artists. In South Korea, a young man named An Jung-hwan became known for his incredible hyper-realistic paintings. He specializes in landscapes, and his finished pieces are hardly distinguishable from photographs. It's 28. As the altitude increases within the planet, the atmospheric pressure decreases. And in this very interesting video, we come across a very basic experiment, but that doesn't make it any less important. A bag of potato chips will inflate until it bursts. At 3,500 meters above sea level, the internal pressure is greater than the external pressure, causing our bag to explode. Did you know that, my friend? For the rest of the world, Asian culture can seem a bit strange. In Japan, people commonly consume many products from vending machines, which is considered an unusual habit. There may be some in your country too, but likely not as many. There are 5 million active machines, with one for every 25 people in Japan. The human body is incredible. And did you know that babies can heal their mothers while they're still in the womb if the mother suffers an accident or injury? There have been cases where the fetus, still developing in the womb, had the ability to send its own stem cells to restore and heal its mother's damaged organs. Before I go, let me greet a few subscribers. First, a huge shout out to Mata Hacker. Next, a shout out to Julian Vadilla, who has been waiting for the greeting for some time. Another big shout out to John Alexander Calais. And I also send a greeting to Felipe Luz Diamante, who I was supposed to greet earlier. Then I'm going to greet Christopher Martinez, who has been very active in the last videos. Another greeting to Brandon Huerta Contreras, and also another greeting to Dibu Game. Lastly, I send a warm greeting to Alex Vega, who has long awaited his salutation. Greetings to Carlos Laureano Ignacio, a big hello to Disc Jockey Bonetillo, whom I owed a shout out for many videos, and the final greeting to the awesome Arturo Farias Fernandez. Now leave your comment, anything you want, probably everything you want. Don't forget to share the channel and the video with your friends. So now, more kisses. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the new video. I am Mr. CurioCity.